How about Darius Morris?
Darius, man, I call him Showtime.
Why?
That's Showtime. Darius is Flash. You know, he's the mojo, cool kid. You know, Darius is I don't want to call him Hollywood. I just call him Showtime.
Okay.
Darius is very. He has a very flashy game. You know, he has call it moxie. You know, he's macho. You know, and he's very confident player. And if you ask Darius right now, he would tell you I should be playing, which is what every player's mindset should be. You know, the biggest challenge for Darius coming in is that he's always been good with the ball in his hands. And he's always been a good point guard. But teams or opponents would be able to play off of him because they didn't think he could shoot. So he's put in a lot of time for this whole season trying to improve his jump shot, and he's done a really good job with it. When he first came here, you know, he could shoot the ball, but mechanically, you know, he would have some things that would really throw him off. But he's bought into some of the stuff I've tried to do with him. You know, as of late, Coach Snyder's been spending a lot of time with him, you know, helping him with his pick and roll education. Quinn does a great job with that, of you know, giving these guys different facets of it. You know, I've spent the whole year working him out. You know, just again trying to work on his jump shot, his ball handling, his footwork, his floaters, you know, his mid-range pull-ups. You know, we've pretty much tried to touch everything. His post-up game, you know, he likes to post up.
Yeah.
So Darius has a really good feel for the game. You know, if we could just, I always tell him if he would release some of the showtime and play the game because he's a tremendous athlete. He's speed, he's got good size. If he gets to that point to where he really understands the gifts that he has, I think he's going to be a special player in this league.
So we were talking about Andrew earlier when he first came in, you know, just kind of that nervous energy. Where did you see that with Darius?
I don't think Darius ever had any nervous energy. Okay. Just, like I said, man, he's just confident.
Right.
You know, he believes.
In terms of, I mean, wanting to show what he can do and all that.
I think when he, you know, he's had very little opportunity.
Yeah.
You know, I think he had his stretch early in the season when he kind of fell into that role of the backup point guard, and he didn't do bad. I just think that the pro game and the college game are so different. You know, there's little things in there when you're running a team and you're leading a team. It may take him a little bit of time to really pick those things up. I mean, he's a great point guard, but at this level, it's different. You know, you try to teach guys, hey, here's the dynamic you're gonna have to deal with. When you were in college, you were the man, so you could take any shot you want, you could dribble the ball as much as you want. But this game is so much faster, and as a rookie point guard, you're gonna be playing. You're gonna be on the floor with Kobe. You're gonna be on the floor with Andrew. So what is gonna be your job? Your job is going to be to facilitate and get those guys the ball in a timely fashion. So sometimes, you know, when players making that adjustment is difficult because in their mind, they're used to doing what they do. Now you become a player that has to orchestrate in a different manner and put yourself on the back burner. You know, sometimes it's a challenge, and I think that was a little bit of a challenge for Darius because he's skilled, he knows he's skilled, and he feels like he could do more, you know, with the ball. But, you know, the kid is a worker. He works his butt off. You know, I'll give him that, man. He works. And, you know, and Darius had his days of frustration throughout the year, but he's continued to work and be a student of the game, and he watches film. You know, he's engaged, and he's very intelligent about the game. So I think he's going to be a good player in this league. He's just, as he continues to get better and allows himself to improve as a shooter. You know, again, I've done a lot of the same stuff with Darius, with E-Banks, you know, starting him in close, working on his form from the block in the middle and the other block, short range shots. You know, he has a routine. We used to have a really pretty good routine where we would shoot 7 spots and make 10. You know, these were maybe about 10-foot shots. And again, just work his form over and over and over again, trying to get him comfortable. But he's improved a lot with his shot.
So what are the sets that he does?
So Darius now, you know, now we've got him a little further advanced, you know, he does 5 spots, 10 makes, so he'll make 50 makes inside the 2. And then we'll step out and do the same thing on the 3. 5 spots, 10 makes, you know, make 53s. And then he does a lot of stuff off the dribble. You know, a lot of stuff off the dribble, finishing at the rim, using floaters in the lane, you know, dribble pull-ups, pick and rolls. You know, we try to really keep him going with the pick and roll stuff, and that's where, you know, Coach Snyder has spent a lot of time.
And how many reps with all that?
Well, with the pick and roll, you know, that stuff has never really been done by reps. You know, Demo is one of those kids that he likes to work. So, you know, sometimes we'll just work until he feels like he's had a good work. You know, and I think there's some days where we might come in and say, hey, look, we'll do 10 reps. You know, let's do 6 reps. Or sometimes we might not even keep track. We'll just work and just get some work in until he feels like he's accomplished what he wanted to accomplish.
You're talking about, I guess, some of the frustrations, but also the work ethic. How has he handled that? What have you noticed?
Good. He's been good. Yeah. You know, I think early in the season, it was a challenge for him. And I mean, really early in the season, because I think his expectation, you know, was one of, I'm going to be playing. And so as the season went on, and you know, he didn't get to play much, there was a curve for him to deal with that, the expectation, and then, you know, the disappointment of not playing. He went through a little bubble, and he quickly got out of it. You know, and he was kind of came out on the other side, and which has helped him. You know, I think for any player that's not playing, it's difficult because, especially with this season, we haven't had a chance to practice, so they don't even really get a chance to get reps in practice. You know, run up and down the floor and have contact and defend and, you know, play with guys guarding you. So, you know, you try to find ways to have them play 1-on-1, 2-on-2, and again, you have to do things to help them stay in shape to where they can stay ready, because at any given moment, their name may be called.
And that work ethic, what do you notice about him?
Say it again?
That work ethic that you're talking about? What?
You know, man, Darius has gears. He has good gears, and he's learning how to work harder. I think a lot of guys coming from college, they really don't understand how hard you have to work at this level. So he's, you know, when he's on the floor, he works. You know, he gets the most out of it. You know, he doesn't go half. You know, he really tries to push himself to where he can improve and get the most out of it.
And Jordan Hill, I mean, he hasn't played a lot, but just from when he's been here, what's been?
You know, Jordan, I've spent a good amount of time with Jordan since he's been here as well. Me and Darvin, Coach Ham, have spent all the time with him. I think really, you know, Jordan's been hampered by his injury. You know, his knee, just trying to get his knee stronger to where he can get out on the floor. I really think that we have a kid that can help us skill-wise. I mean, he's got some skills. You know, he's a big that can shoot the ball. He's a big that can run the floor. He's pretty athletic. I think if he's healthy and he had an opportunity to really learn the system and what's going on here, he can help his team. You know, he's a great rebounder. I think he's a good shot blocker. And again, his athletic ability alone at that position is something that, you know, Josh is probably the only athletic big that we have. You know, now Powell and Bynum obviously are, you know, they are what they are. They're so long. You know, Andrew's big. You know, but Jordan is kind of like another version of Josh. You know, more smooth. You know, more of a smooth player, but I think his skill set, I think he has a pretty good skill set, and when he's given the opportunity to play, I think he's no surprise to people.
Right. So you're saying the system, not knowing that, what else does he need to?
Well, I think, you know, just coming in on the trade, you know, after coming in on the trade again, with him not being healthy, you know, I don't think Coach or the staff has fully had an opportunity to see exactly what he can do. You know, so now, you know, I think he's probably at about 80%. And so I think Coach is just wanting to have him ready, so where if we need him in the playoffs, then, you know, that extra body is there, that other skilled big is there to give us some added firepower.
Right. What, from your vantage point, once he's healthy, what else would put him in the position where
Well, I
he's
just
ready
think
for that opportunity?
just being given the opportunity, really. I mean, it's no rocket science. I mean, I know the rotation is what it is.
Yeah.
Just at that point, he just has to be prepared for when his name is called.
Well, I guess that's what I was trying to ask. When that opportunity comes, if and when, what would he need to make sure he has to be prepared for that moment?
Just be in shape. He's got to be in shape. You know, and then just understanding the offense, understanding the defensive principles. You know, I think when you come from a team mid-season and we're not practicing, it's hard. It's hard to pick those things up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can sit and watch and listen, but if you're not on the floor going through those things, it's more difficult.
Right.
So for him, just being in shape, being able to understand where he needs to be on offense, and understanding the defensive principles that we have with this team, he needs to have those things down to where if he does get called upon, he's not on the floor lost.